Hello there, and welcome to the War Factory for today, March the 8th. That's right, we got a 308 coming at you. Wait a minute. Anyways, I took a look and I at this War Factory and I was like, hey, you know what? This kind of looks like oddly doable with maybe like a bullet type run. So I figured it's been a really long time since I've used tanks or Grens. I don't know, probably more frequently I've used Grens, but it's been a long time since I've used tanks on the War Factory, so I figured, you know what, in celebration of today, let's do some Granks. Now, the big hurdle to the Granks is obviously the shock launchers and the rocket launcher. Well, the rocket launcher not even so much, but even more so is the complete and utter loss of bullets down on the beach while I was trying to art and bart my way through the shock launchers. I was not paying attention, and maybe that's because it's been a long time since I've done the tanks, but that's okay. We lost bullet. It's nice and easy. We can do a quick re-evaluation, re-strategization, and clear along the front. So really what I was trying to show with this first attack had nothing to do with going after the core. I just wanted to show the lower level people how they could use tanks and Grens to farm nodes. Yes. Yeah. Indubitably. Alright, maybe not, but, you know, believe whatever you want to believe. It's okay. We had a bit of a beardy bark, and that's okay. Now, that being said, I'm not just gonna drop it and, like, run away, hit the escape button or the retreat button. I wanted to push this attack for as much as I possibly could, so obviously my main goals are build up a whole bunch of energy and take out a whole bunch of buildings. The main reason that I wanted to take out a whole bunch of buildings, aside from the fact that it would give me set energy, is every time you destroy a building, it does damage to the HQ. So if you can do enough damage to the buildings and clear enough of them out, the HQ just keeps getting less and less hit points, and the fewer hit points on the HQ, the better. Unfortunately, the defenses and the dogs just were not with us. The moon did not align with something, yada yada. As you can see, it's kind of a slaughter fest. It doesn't help that I lost a bunch of tanks and bullet, and I'm assuming, because I didn't actually check, a whole bunch of medics over on the right hand side, like pretty much straight on the landing. If you pay attention and you're alert and you don't lose your bullet right away, instead of cutting way over on the left, you can just keep going up the right hand side and clear as much as you possibly can. Like, honestly, the name of the game is clear the right hand. Like, we want to go up along the right hand edge of the map, I guess. I can't really call it a wall, and then curve back in towards the HQ. Now you gotta be careful though, because you don't want to get sliced up by the lasers, but we'll get to the laserness in a little bit. First, we're gonna finish off this attack. I actually, with like 10 seconds left on the clock, just decided, you know what, I'm tapping out, I'm throwing the last of my energy, and I'm just gonna, like, retreat. I'm gonna save my whopping, what, 6 Grens, and 1 tank, and 1 medic. And then I'm going to kick off attack number 2. And, like I said, I'm stubborn, so I'm sticking to the Granks. Now, this time, though, I don't have to worry about doing any Barts or any craziness, so I can actually focus on keeping Bullet alive and make sure that it happens. And this is kind of actually why I think that when I lost Bullet, I lost most of my medics also. You can actually see all the medics, like, instantly go running up right behind Bullet, and they're just like, take the heals, it's cool, guy. And I have a feeling that those medics, you know, a couple of them might have got shoosted, causing the death. After Bullet died, maybe before, I don't know, doesn't really matter. So this is kind of a continuation of where we wanted to see ourselves in attack number 1, coming right up, right along the wall. And the reason I say right along the wall is you really want Bullet coming back in towards the map from the edge, because what's going to happen is you can actually see the lasers are shooting at him now, because he's up a little further ahead than the tanks. If he's coming over from the right-hand side constantly, when those lasers are shooting at him, because of the angle, if your tanks are more in towards the middle of the map, they're not going to get hit. You don't have to worry about your Grens, your medics, none of those. It'll just keep shooting off and hitting Bullet, and let's be honest, normally we don't care, because normally Bullet is almost invincible. In this particular case, obviously, bad example. Anyways, so yes, come in from the right-hand side and do as much damage as you possibly can. Really, you want to clear out this whole section, because this is where your tanks are going to be rolling up for the grand finale. And you don't have to worry quite as much about the defenses down around 6 o'clock, because we're going to actually deal with those next attack. You want to get rid of that shock launcher if you at all possibly can, though. And as you can see, I came a little late to the party, started running out of energy, and just, it didn't happen. I wasn't able to finish off the shock launcher, but that's okay. You know, a few arts and barts and farts takes it out, and everybody can live happily ever after. Also, no one left this attack. It's been so long since I've been running around with tanks like this, I kind of forgot how ridiculously expensive it is to wipe all your troops when you're running Grank. Like, every time I do that, it's like 500,000 gold or something crazy like that. Which, hey, don't get me wrong, if you've got extra gold and you're just looking to spend it on something aside from tribes, by all means, do some Grank wipes. It's a fantastic way to get your abundance of gold back under control. Good news is I had an abundance of gold, so I didn't have to worry about it quite that much. Now, like I said, with the stuff down around 6 o'clock, as you can see, this is what I was talking about with the clearing of said things. I'm kind of keeping Bullet alive and just letting them run wild, because if I can, the more that I clear out of this section, the better. But that quad laser, you can see it shooting down through. It's already pinged off a couple of my grenadiers, maybe even a couple of medics, I'm not sure. But, oh man, though, like, I was not expecting the lasers to do as much damage as they actually did. The good news is, with like a quick reconfiguration, repositioning, I got everybody over to the right-hand side. I was kind of hoping the Grens would be able to throw and like kill the lasers and whatnot without being in target range, just because obviously they're going to be throwing at the HQ, and it's going to be the overthrow that's going to take out the lasers. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way, but that's alright, because one, the MVP Gren, who really, let's be honest, isn't going to do anything up there. He's like throwing one grenade. I was watching it and I was like, let's see what buildings he blows up. And I'm like, he did damage to a machine gun. He did damage to another machine gun. He did damage to a laser. And I was like, alright, you know what? I give up on you, Gren. That's alright. We don't need the Grens because we've got the tanks, and there's 2 of them. And you can see, like, rocket launchers firing on them, lasers firing on them, and they just sit there and they just keep shooting and not giving up. Anyways, as you can see, the HQ went down, and it was painful, it was expensive, but it was a war factory. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining, and above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.